8th place shitter calls NRG terrible.
No, they have one more win than me, man.
I feel like you've come up with at least 10 clickbait titles during the course of this.
You are very aggressive. I liked it. It was good.
No, you guys are flamers, man.
Welcome to the latest episode of Pros. That was perfect timing. Amazing timing.
I'm just gonna leave this here.
We're here for a little TLA reunion. I'm joined by Eyla, Yeon, and Armao. Thanks, guys, for taking the time. I know you've been on. Well, I guess this is now entering almost a normal week of LCS because we've been on a little bit of a break. I'm gonna start there. Do you guys know the standings?
Yes.
Yeah, rough idea, yeah.
Yes, a rough idea.
I could say exactly, at least.
What are they?
Armao.
Fly Gods.
And you have to say the record, too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, how many games are there? 9?
9
games?
Yeah.
Like 7-2 Fly Quest.
No.
Yep.
Wait, they're 7-2? I
Yeah.
thought they were 6-3.
So Fly Gods 7-2.
Okay, my bad. I guess you know.
100 Shitter 6-3.
Yeah.
Team Losers 5-3. 5-4?
5-4.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I go. You go.
Energy C9 are 4-5.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's one more 4-5 team.
Dignitas?
Yep.
Dignitas. And then Immortals and Shopify, 3-6.
Yes.
Nice.
Good job. I was wondering because I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I ask players the standings and they're like, I have no idea. So you guys.
It's a short season.
I mean, there's only 8 teams this time.
Yeah. It's not too hard to
less to remember.
Yeah.
As you said, Fly Gods, Yeon. How good are FlyQuest actually?
I actually don't know how good they are. I think they're not bad as a team, though. I think Inspires is very good. I think their top side is solid overall. I think their bot lane is more impressive than I thought, like coming in as like a double rookie bot lane. So I think their team is very well balanced and they have pretty good drafts.
FlyQuest are a good team. I don't know if they're like, there's like a gigantic gap between FlyQuest and the others. I just think the split's been so short that because they've been so lucky or not lucky, it's just they play very volatile, right? Especially around their bot lane. And like it's worked out a lot on stage. That's why they won so many of the games, but it's not like they're like so far ahead of all the other teams. At least that's how I see it.
Second place shitter.
Okay, y'all.
Sorry, what?
Actually,
nice.
I am really curious about this because one of the questions in my document here to go over is who is the most fraudulent. And uniformly, when you ask the community, it is 100 Thieves.
It's gotta be 100
Okay.
Thieves, yeah.
Yeah.
Second
would you agree
second
with
place
that?
calls first place word.
Yes.
So what is it about the current, I guess, LCS landscape? I'm not actually calling you fraudulent, but I'm saying what is
Say what you want.
what is currently going on with the LCS landscape that everyone seems so close and the standings are looking like this as opposed to what we kind of thought they would look like previously?
I think the teams, I don't know what changed between like other splits and like this year, but a lot of the top teams are a lot worse. So like for example, C9 have been playing a lot worse. And then you see like teams like Shopify take games off all the top teams. So it's like, I think because of the fact that there are so many upsets, every team is like ranked a lot differently than what everyone expects. So yeah, I mean, people call us 100 shitters.
I think it's just,
I don't think
it's just Yeon.
I don't think anyone's
It's
ever
literally
called you guys
just
that
Yeon.
before.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
one
I
says
don't think
that.
anyone has ever said that before.
Definitely no one said that. Definitely. But yeah,
Really?
I mean,
Have you actually heard
I'm
that?
pretty sure it's just Yeon.
I'm pretty sure it's just me.
I've literally never heard that.
Just you, but I'd say it's because there's so many upsets. That's why we're a lot better than what people expect us on the standings. So yeah, I think it's just a short split, no best of threes, just best of ones. Even less games, like there's 2 less teams, 2 less, or even, I think we lose 4 games so far.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it just means there's a lot more volatility in the standings than what people
Who did you guys
expect.
lose to?
C9 once,
FlyQuest?
FlyQuest, and an Energy.
What do you think, Armao? Are they frauds?
Yeah. Probably. They're just too bad in scrims. I don't believe in them.
You beat them in scrims today, right? Or
I mean, we beat them every time except once, maybe. I think everyone beats them, though, so it's not really impressive.
So you guys are just NRG.
I'd say our scrims are very, we go on streaks, right? So like when we just came into the split, we had like a few good days, and then we went on a 17 loss streak. Like we actually, I think it was 17. We like recorded the amount of games we lost, and it was such a horrible week. And then we went 1-1, I think. And then going to the next week, we actually had pretty good streams. I think we won like the majority of them, and they were pretty good teams we faced. And then we 2-0'd on the second week. And then straight after that, we went on like another massive losing streak. So like, I think right now we're on a third like long streak of losses in scrims, and it's just I guess that's just how we are. I don't know what to say.
Well, you do learn more from losses than wins, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're learning.
Copium.
Cove?
Yeah. They go like 0-20 and they just run it down.
Okay, they learn a lot. Right?
We're
I'm just saying, I'm here to flame. Like, we're 3-6, but I'll flame.
I'm just saying, whatever's happening, it's been happening the whole split, and we're winning on stage. So like,
You guys are learning.
I don't know what to say.
You guys are just that good.
Wait for the Super Week.
well, your
Play
team.
them?
Yeah, the Super Week.
So who have you guys seen Roman from G2 and how at the end of every split he like releases people either love it or hate it. I know it's a very controversial thing that he does where he releases all their scrims. Which one of your teams would be the most flamed for their like it sounds like you guys go on massive streaks. I heard your team ends up doing really well in scrims.
We had like one bad week, but other than that, we had a really good win rate, yeah. We were beating everyone. We were beating C9 a lot, but they beat us last. They're a lot better now. I think they'll be really good when they're back from scrimming though.
For us, I think we have like, for the most part, we're like probably 70-30.
Okay.
I think we have like really good days and like really good like scrim days. Like let's say we go like 4 wins in a row, then we'll have like one really bad day. So I think we're just like a little bit inconsistent in that part. I think for the most part we are doing well.
How has it been with, because obviously we have this break that's either 2 or 3 weeks, depending on who you're talking to in terms of time. First of all, what have you guys been doing on your break overall? I'll start with the Armao.
Just scrim, yeah. Scrim and like one content day. Like, cause like we scrim like 5 days a week, and then there's like one off day, and then we did like content, which is like kind of an off day. So yeah, I think most teams are doing 5 days of scrims, I think.
Pretty much the same with us. I think as soon as the break started, we had like 1 day off, then we had a full, like pretty much full content day. And then we went straight into scrimming.
Yeah, it's basically, I guess.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams have like a few days of break, and then it's just straight back into a normal scrim week. I used to play like 4 or 5 days of scrims, and then take an off day, then scrim for 4 or 5 days or whatever. And I wouldn't consider a break. It's just you're not playing LCS, but like it's not like you're having a bunch of off days where you're not doing anything. It's just you're just scrimming instead of playing LCS.
So none of your teams took like actual time off. It's just.
And we had a few days, but it wasn't like a whole 2 weeks of doing nothing, you know?
Yeah.
It's
I
just.
think the only teams that took actual time was FlyQuest and Shopify, I think. They took like
Yeah, I
4 or
heard
5
some
days.
stuff,
So about that. But yeah, no one else did, I think.
So how different is it to not have the stage games?
It's not too weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's kind of whatever.
When we had the walkout, we also had like a really extended
That's true.
time of scrims. So I mean, I'd say it's not too different. You're kind of used to screaming every day as a pro player, so.
Yeah, it's not that weird. It's just, damn, I wish I was playing an actual stage game.
Agree. We've only played like 9 games or something, and you look at every other region and they're like way ahead of us, and I'm just like, okay, cool. We'll try our best internationally.
What do we have to do? So like, I don't know, maybe Mark watches the show. He does actually. How do you convince him we need more games? This is your pitch.
I think he already knows. I don't think it's his fault, I'm going to be honest. So I don't think.
Please, Mark. Best of freeze.
Yeah.
Me and Spawn went to I forgot what it was called, the Travis Gafford show. I don't know what section.
Oh, Hotline League.
Hotline League, and then we were talking about BO3s and how there's also problems with that. But I think most players would prefer BO3s, but there's like a big problem with that as well. So as a player, I still would prefer BO3s, but
You mean 2 round robin BO3s, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean everyone wants that.
Yeah,
but they
like,
just can't
the
do it.
viewers-
So.
Yeah, it's just hard to do.
Yeah.
Realistically, but
I mean they can't do it.
it would be nice.
What do you think are the problems with it?
I completely forgot what we were talking about when we were on
Okay, I-
hotlining, but it was like it's not easy like cost efficiency wise. I think.
Yeah,
And then
it's
like
project-
viewership wise, it's just not good.
I mean they can't just do it. They can't do it production cost wise, right? A Riot. So, I mean I'm sure. I mean I'm just saying like that's my assumption. Like obviously.
And the show gets canceled.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I don't think it's gonna ever happen like that. So unfortunately.
I wouldn't be mad even if they just did best of 2s. Because like when we were in academy,
Yeah,
for,
best
like,
of 2s are fun.
maybe a split or something, we played best of 2s and like, even if you go 1-1, it's not that bad. Like,
Okay, but like
you know, it's
I
just
like best
even
of
and
2s.
like,
You
like
play both
me
one-
personally, if I go 1-1, I'm like,
yeah,
Wait, really?
It's frustrating.
Okay, you're just
But it's
weird
not
then.
like
okay,
it's
but
not a
you want to
bad
beat
thing.
them.
Yeah, but it's fine. You win 1-1.
I don't like going 1-1. Like even the fans probably won't enjoy a 1-1 though. That's how I
Okay.
feel. I was perfectly fine with the BO2 honestly, but like as a fan perspective, you're like, oh. it's
But they have
1-1.
BO2s in other sports.
No, but it's not that bad though. Like 1-1
Maybe
means
not,
the
I don't
teams
know.
are close. You're like excited for what comes next. You know, like what happens next time. Like these
Yeah,
teams are so
that's
close.
the game 3, bro. What happens next
No, no,
time?
no.
That's game 3.
No, but
actually
listen-
Okay, T1 Genji, BO2, 1-1.
That's not bad. Next time you
over.
want to see who
Okay,
wins.
okay. But
And
I'm
then there's
saying
playoffs.
if you can't have best of 3s, just make it best of 2.
Okay, that's
I'm not
fair.
saying it's better than best of 3. I'm just saying
They definitely
have
don't
best
have
of
the
threes,
they don't
like-
have the time for best of
At
3,
least
so
BO1
maybe
you have
best of 2
winners.
works.
Yeah,
is
just
what
saying.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I am wondering because, like, I feel like, oh my god, you just activated my trap card. Because Kelsey and I talk about this all the time, how we do not mind best of 2s. But then you came in with the exact argument that everyone says, where it's like, there's no satisfying conclusion in a best of 2, which is a lot of the kind of like audience and community pushback, I guess, as opposed to best of 3s. But better than best of 1s is also a statement, because I've heard community members say that they prefer best of 1s to best of 2s, which is a little bit wild to me. But I guess you do have a more definitive conclusion.
As a player who's played BO2, just like these two, I don't get the dopamine rush from going 1-0 or like 2-0.
I mean, I disagree. Just the best of 2 is way better than the best of 1. So.
Okay, man.
would you want to just lose the game and go home, or like have a chance?
Now you
to
can play another
redeem
game.
yourself.
Think about it. You win
I
the
mean,
first game, and
I'm not saying I'm not
Yeon.
saying I enjoy BO1s as much as like losing
what-
some games against 100 Thieves really sucked when you know you can win some third
yeah,
BO3s.
you would have had another game.
You
Yeah, I would have
You would have been able
game.
to tie them.
I would have another game against you guys.
Yeah, you would have lost.
Go.
Maybe.
Huge go.
What
Also,
makes
you're in our favor.
Yeah. I mean,
Hell yeah.
I've been flaming 100 Thieves the
Hell
entire
yeah.
time.
wow, so
Hell
it's
yeah.
you two think
Yes, we
100
already
views are
agreed.
fraudulent.
The 1v2.
Okay.
We agreed it was
Fine.
we agreed it
I
was a
don't think they're
1v2.
frauds.
I think.
fine.
I just love messing with them.
You guys can argue against us, and then we'll just beat you again. It's fine.
I mean, they do have Squidward. He's good.
Scooter.
Yeah, Squidward is good.
Sure.
I'll give them that.
Do you guys prefer games just because of just generally like more stage experience, like more competitive games on stage versus
Yeah.
scrims?
Yeah,
That's
it's
literally
just
it.
better.
You just
yeah.
want more games.
Yeah, why not?
It's better practice, more experience on stage. You're more comfortable when you come into playoffs. So I think it's really good.
I don't know about other teams as much, but I feel like the most you learn is from the stage games as well.
Okay.
Like, especially after like a game is like way more intense and everyone's like fired up. It's like the amount of games I probably learned from a stage game versus a scrim, which maybe there's a problem in that as well, but there's definitely a lot more you learn from actual stage games.
Is it just the way people play or the way you review afterwards, or?
I think it's both on like the people you're playing against and you guys as a team. So for us, like I feel like we try pretty hard in scrims, but sometimes we won't try as hard as we do in stage. Like I think that's natural for every player and team to not give it their 100%, which is probably not that good, but it's just how it is. But on stage, like everyone's probably trying to give it the best effort, and you can see like what you're doing wrong, like naturally. But sometimes the enemy team is like trolling in scrims or like griefing, so you can't even get that out of them either. So there's also that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's unavoidable that people will try hard on stage. Like, the environment's different. You're like spending the whole day getting ready, like mentally and all that, but you can't do that in scrims. Like, you're actually on stage with fans, so I think it's unavoidable that people play differently on stage, but also it's just some people just are more nervous, or like some people even play better on stage, and it's like in scrims it's hard to predict how people play on stage. A lot of times they play a lot safer. Everyone's more focused, and it's almost like a different game, or like there's like you become a different team. You know, like I'm just saying like 100 Thieves. We're definitely a different team.
100 Thieves.
I'm
Yeah,
just
let's
saying
go.
like
17 game loss streak.
there's a lot of teams that are like that, so it'd be very beneficial for them to have more games on stage.
I've watched some LPL scrims like way back in the day when they were like they're insane now, but like they used to be just absolutely bonkers. That's what I'm now imagining your team is like in scrims.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'd say we definitely run it down a lot in scrims, but we also do the same on stage. We just do it better. Like, we're not actually griefing insanely hard. Just a bit less.
I mean, I say it's pretty good if you scrim the same way you do play on stage, so it's a positive.
Yeah, it's good if you can do that, but there's always going to be differences. It's like very hard to like be exactly the same in scrims.
As long as you're inting on scrims, you better int on stage.
I'd rather win.
That's a,
They have the
that's like a
highest
Jake
combined
thing.
kills
Sounds
per
like a-
minute. I
No,
think.
that's what he said.
Yeah,
no,
that's a
that's
Jake
literally what he
thing.
said. Like last week, he's like, guys, if you guys are gonna play like psychopaths, you guys better play like psychopaths on stage.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Like,
is what Jake says.
Don't like all of a sudden become like some really scared like KDA player on stage.
Yeah.
Like, just play and fight.
I have to ask Armao again, just because your team is rumored to be really good in scrims. What happens between scrims to stage? That's kind of a struggle.
We haven't played that many games, so I don't think it's like a huge issue.
You guys are 3-6.
Yeah, we're 3-6. We had like a game against TL where some bad things happened. I don't remember that game.
I played affiliates against like Ezra Bar.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, the
What were you
bad
playing?
bad stuff happened. I was playing Vi. I was
Oh,
griefed
God.
at the end. What did you say? Oh, God.
No, I'm joking.
Like we probably should have just won that game.
You should have.
I mean, did you see what happened early game? Like,
Bro, we
there were
should have
some
won
issues.
against 100 Thieves 2-0.
Yeah, sure.
You did.
But
Should have, could have. I'm not the one saying we should have.
my point is like the games are
We
close.
should have.
We do some stuff worse, and then we don't like take like the winning moment and like actually win the game. I guess we'll more do it in scrims,
I
which is
don't
what
actually
our
remember a game that well.
which is definitely what our coach says. Like he says, championship mindset. Like we don't have it basically when we're playing on stage. like he's saying like to get it, you know,
In a
like
good
this.
way.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know, like this moment. Like what are you guys doing basically? But yeah, but there hasn't been that many games, so I don't think it's like some horrible problem or anything. It's just is what it is.
Depends how much expectation is put on you guys, right?
No. No, I meant
Like
like
C9, I'm
sure, yeah.
Yeah, it just depends on the expectations put on you guys.
Yeah, I just meant it doesn't mean like we're doomed because
Yeah,
of our
yeah.
record is what I meant. Not like anything about anything else.
Yeah, I mean, no one's doomed.
Oh
What-
yeah, I mean we just have to win.
Yeah,
Like, 3
yeah.
games probably, 3 out of 5 maybe.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think has to change on stage for you to make playoffs?
Just
Draft well. That's what's going on in your head.
I mean, draft is good. Our drafts have been all right. All right, they've been all right. We've had some
I don't know.
interesting
You were
ones.
saying something else an hour ago about.
A certain draft,
No.
but we already know. I mean,
Oh no,
we all,
I was joking.
the
I was
100
joking.
Well, our draft against 100 Thieves was really bad.
Okay,
But
okay.
we already like. I mean, it's just something everyone knows on the team, so it's not like a bad thing to
I was
say.
I was just pretending you were shit talking to your coach.
No, I wasn't. It wasn't. It was a team effort. It's a team
Yeah, I was
effort. The
pretending.
draft phase.
It's okay, it's okay.
But yeah, I mean, just draft good that we're practicing, like stuff we're practicing, and then just like we usually are winning early games, so just play well in like the key moments, basically in the game, like team fights and stuff.
For Yeon and Eyla, you guys are actually really close to qualifying for playoffs this week.
It's unfair.
How many wins is it?
I think you each only have to win one game because it's like your team is at like 99 point something percent guaranteed at least a tiebreaker.
I mean, 6 wins will probably
and
get
your
playoffs.
team is at like 97% guaranteed a
crazy.
tiebreaker. FlyQuest are the only team who are already guaranteed a tiebreaker for playoffs.
See.
So like what do you think has to go on your teams to make that kind of push into playoffs?
win one game.
Yeah, how are you gonna win one game?
1 out of 5. Coin flip one game. You guys can do it.
Yeah, I mean, at least from our perspective, I don't think we're worrying about making playoffs.
You
Fair.
probably are qualified already.
You are in
So,
second
Yeah,
place.
I'm just saying, like, if you're up there, that's not like your goal, you know. You're
Yeah.
trying to get better as a team, so we're not too worried about that. But like, we'll just play well and win.
For us, I didn't even know we were like 1 win away from qualifying for like playoffs or like a tiebreaker. I thought we were just like 2 losses behind like last place. So I'm like, well, shit, guys. Next 2 weeks really matter still. Well, I didn't know.
There's only 14 games and there's 8 teams and 6 teams make
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
So
there's only 2
like 6
losses
wins
off
is
that
probably
loss.
like really free for sure.
That's fair. Yeah. For us, we're just trying to play as consistent to scrims to stage as possible, and just trying to play good League of Legends. That's pretty much just it. Boring answer.
That was a perfect answer.
It's
that.
Spawn is watching this episode and he's like,
Yeah.
great. Who do you think benefits the most from the break?
So, I mean, we definitely have some inside info because we've been scrimming. So, like, you can kind of tell which teams are performing better than before. But I'd say, in general, the top teams have so much momentum because they've been winning so much. Like, we just had a super week into 2 good games. So, like, we're really hot, and then, like, you come into a break. So, it's definitely worse than just consistently playing games. And I'd say it's better for middle to bottom teams where there's like clear issues that are like translating to stage so that they're not winning, and like the 3 weeks of scrims only gives them that chance to like get better or like fix all those big problems that they're having. So I'd say there's gonna be, I'm not gonna name who, but I think there's clear teams that are like middle of the pack in standings that will perform a lot better in the coming weeks.
Hard to say for me. It's just whoever takes it more seriously during those weeks. Like some teams will like take it easy. Like maybe top teams will take it easier because they're like more relaxed, or like maybe the bottom teams take it a lot more seriously. It's hard to say until it actually happens as well.
Yeah, I think C9.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I was wondering if someone was just gonna, because I feel like the general community sentiment is like, this is really good for C9 and NRG, and then not so good for 100 Thieves has been the general community sentiment. I also do think, I know, I thought Grayson was smart to bring this up on Hotline League as well, where he was like, we do have a lot of momentum that we've been riding on, and to stop that down is like just going to not be great.
It's a disadvantage, yeah.
But yeah, C9, why do you think that? Without leaking scrims.
I mean, that's why. So
He's
I
basically
mean,
leaking
they-
winning.
I mean, also how they were drafting for the break was bad for their team. So, I mean, obviously they're gonna change it up without knowing, like actually knowing, because they were drafting like the tank junglers with range supports, which is bad for their players. You know, Blauer and Vulcan.
Range supports?
Yeah.
What were they playing?
They're playing like
Bard.
Melio.
Oh, Millie.
Bard's
right, they were
fine,
playing
but
Millie.
yeah, they played a lot of. I think they lost.
I felt like
Wait, they lost to
Threw
you
the Karma in there.
with Melio, didn't they? Play Melio against you and they lost. You were playing Aphelios.
Right. You played Lulu. I feel that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot what they played.
that's just an example.
And what are they playing now, Amir? If you share to the
Oh,
I guess-
they played melee supports.
Okay, I guess I.
Wow, that's crazy.
Are we leaking
Oh
now?
wow, melee supports. Those are weak. Let's watch the LCK drafts.
Wait,
Nautilus
they
every
play
game.
bruisers with range supports.
No. Oh my. Wait, bruisers range?
Really?
What does that mean? You mean
No,
Senna?
I was trolling. You said
Okay.
range supports with tanks. So I'm like,
Oh, okay.
range supports with bruisers because the
Okay,
opposite.
my bad for leaking the scrims. I'm sure that's gonna really let 100 Thieves win on stage against them. I'm sorry.
Now we already versed C9. So
Oh, you already versed
we're
them?
investment for wrestling.
Okay,
played them
okay.
on
I thought you were
Sunday.
saying you.
We played
But
on Sunday.
you might be helping some other teams.
I didn't mean.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank
just
you.
cut,
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
it out of the
Okay,
video.
so they play.
None of that information was scrim related. I'm just saying.
So you can just tell me after this.
You could clearly see the range support and the 500 CS Rel jungle was not working for them. Like he was just 200 CS at 20 minutes on Rel and they lost. Like Blabber, so yeah.
IMT Armao says blabber shit.
Yes, that's what I said.
You've had quite the cough there today.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like a bit under the weather recently.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, I think C9, I think it benefits us too, like Immortals. Doesn't benefit 100 Thieves, obviously.
You guys are scrim
Self-explanatory.
gods, right? Were you guys scrim gods like recently or the entire?
Last week we griefed, and then this week we're winning again, and then all the other weeks we were winning a lot, yeah.
Okay, so you guys were just scrim gods. in
But like
general.
we still like sort of lose to a couple teams.
How do you think FlyQuest will kind of stay at the top, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, probably FlyQuest and C9 for me at the moment.
I think they'll stay at the top, but there'll be more teams challenging them.
I'm going to pivot completely away from standings because 14-4 is coming. Off camera, just because I wanted to know and just because there's a lot of discussion around Rek'Sai, I wanted to know if Rek'Sai is back. And you immediately were like, no, she's shit.
Yes, that is just true.
You explain why.
She's like bugged, but it's like not bugged, but they're fixing it. I haven't even played it because I read the changes. I was like, looks bad, and then I just was like, I'll just wait for the win rates because Rek'Sai is pretty easy to play, like solo queue win rates, and the win rate's terrible in solo queue. So, and people played it in scrims because we played really early on 14-4. It was horrible every time. I saw it.
It's a bug version, right?
Bugged,
I don't know
yeah.
if the bug matters.
It's like
because-
bugged.
Is it fixed now or next
I
patch?
think it said 14.5 is when they fix it. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we won't be playing the fixed version. I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll still be bad, so they'll still need to buff it. But the bug is like with the Q auto attack thing, so it's pretty bad. But yeah, it's just terrible on 14.4, so that's the point.
I mean, I just see the champion, and they're like, usually Rek'Sai knocks you up, and
like,
then
one-shots
one-shots you.
Yeah,
But now, she doesn't.
she's
That's
zero
all I can
damage.
say, like,
I think the E doesn't do true damage or something anymore.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And they also
So
nerf,
that was like the most OP part about the champ.
they nerf the ult ratio by a bunch as well. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
damage.
just terrible. But you can
bad.
flash a W and just die. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. Like 5 people. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, you can do that, yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
You want to go for that like super old Rek'Sai,
Yeah.
like 5-man knockout? That did feel really good.
I mean, that's when the
it was
ult.
when you were able
yeah.
to execute it.
That was also the ult would teleport you across the map. It
Yeah.
was definitely very different.
Well, you can knock up multiple people at once.
You can do that now. That's how
Oh, no,
they
like
changed it
before they changed it.
to. Yeah.
Oh.
You could.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, there was like the ultimate Rek'Sai play was just like shooting yourself across the map, coming up and just being able to like.
Yeah. Because you could ult to the tunnel. Like
The
it's
only
like a
time I ever
global.
played Rek'Sai when I was like, and I didn't play much, it was like AP Rek'Sai. Pew, pew, pew.
Thank you. I like the sound effects.
That
as well.
sounds cursed.
That was really good.
It was like shooting a little meteor at people.
Yeah. No. That
And
was
it did
good.
a lot of damage.
Yeah.
It was like when I was like gold.
I know. I believe.
Did you ever play AP Rek'Sai?
No.
Why not? It was good.
I wasn't gold at that time, probably.
But it was good.
It was not good. Okay, we need to move on from
I
Rek'Sai
was- yeah, one of
immediately.
my friends played in AMRAM once as a troll pick. But is there anything, I just wanted to ask you guys generally, is there anything that you are looking out for on this patch?
If I speak, I will be in big trouble.
I don't know if any of us can say anything.
If I speak, I will be in big trouble.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's some OP champs, but like honestly, they're kind of obvious, and they're usually like people who play like solo queue will know them. But yeah, I guess I won't say anything.
Is there anything that you think will appear in solo queue that won't appear in pro play?
Oh, let me think.
Like it'll appear now in 14.4?
Yeah, like it's
a
appearing
OP
in
solo
solo
queue champ.
queue or yeah, but it won't translate to.
I can't think.
I don't know if there's anything that's going to be.
Usually, stuff that's OP in solo queue is like at least decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, so.
I want to ask some other questions, but I feel like you guys will just be like,
I
no,
think
no,
It's a tough topic to handle.
yeah.
If
no.
I speak, I will be in big trouble.
That's totally fair. I have to, you know what I mean? I have to ask, knowing full well, just like interviewing coaches before games about draft, they're never going to tell me anything,
Yeah, that's
which is fair. I wouldn't tell me anything either. So obviously, again, the commonality between all three of you, you all played on TLA together on one of the most successful academy teams that we've seen in, God, how many iterations of names did Academy go through while you guys were playing?
While we were
It
playing?
was like
We were never
Academy.
challengers.
into.
Wait,
It,
did it
wasn't.
change?
So it was challengers into like or
There was proving
academy,
grounds.
but then proving grounds. Yeah.
And like, there was this weird, what was the tournament?
Northern Arena. Northern Arena,
Oh, yeah.
baby.
It was like a third-party
our
tournament.
Makeup playoff.
They don't even have our
Oh, yeah, 'cause
stats
they were not
recorded.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
We won it. We won
Yeah.
it.
If
We
you
did
go to
win
Game
those.
of Legends, they don't have our games recorded there.
Because it wasn't Riot. Was it Riot?
No, it wasn't right.
It wasn't even Riot.
It wasn't even Riot.
Yeah.
It was they didn't have anything. It was like completely useless, and we played on that patch, and then the next, we had like proving grounds right after,
Oh,
like
God.
2 weeks after, and we went, We went instantly 16th place.
Yes, we did actually go 16th place.
Oh wait, yeah, Arena of Legends 2021.
Like it was the most
we won
useless
that.
patch ever.
We won that. Yeah.
We won it, but none of the teams played. Like 2 teams.
I think C9 didn't.
C9.
Yeah, they didn't even play.
Because you had an option to.
Yeah.
Which makes
And
sense.
we're like-
They didn't play now that I think about
It was
it.
like a fake.
Yeah, going back into it, it was completely useless.
Yeah. And we got 16th. It was perfect.
Banger.
One thing I did want to ask all of you, because you've had both LCS and Academy, NACL, whatever we want to call it, experience. What has been the most difficult thing in like making the transition?
I think when I came into LCS, you sort of realize how good the laners are in LCS compared to Academy. Like when we were in Academy, we were like the best bot lane, me and Yeon. And then you go into LCS and you realize like how much you were missing out and like how bad the opponents were when you were versing them in Academy. And it's like, it's a very big jump, but it's also like something that's not easy or like immediate to learn. So I'd say that's one of the hardest transitions for me coming into LCS was like reaching a good enough level where I could lane again.
For me, it'd probably be, including last year and this year, it'd probably be the reviews. For me, the reviews are very long. I don't know if that's team by team, but I feel like last year we had pretty long reviews. So I was like, I really want to play solo queue, man. I really want to play solo queue, man. I really want to play solo queue, man.
Yeah, that's true actually. I mean, I think in TLA, because we were so quiet, like a lot of the players, our reviews were like extraordinarily short.
Yeah.
Like it's not normal.
We were also
but-
winning a lot.
And our
In
head,
the 2020
our head
year.
coaches did all the reviewing.
Yeah.
We never had like player to player.
But in LCS for sure, there's a lot of players that like to discuss
Yeah.
like specific points or like they're very stubborn about argue a lot. So reviews do go for a long time.
Yeah.
Did
What
your
makes
team
it-
have any yappers?
Our team's pretty good to be honest. We have a good mixture.
I was gonna say, what makes a review good or bad?
For us, I feel like it depends on how emotional you are in the reviews. We've been, sometimes like, since it's a long break, we've been getting a little bit emotional. We had like a big talk. Not a big talk, but like, okay guys, let's try to be more calm and like come into review fresh-minded, look at it like objectively. So our scrims have been going well because of that. Or like we've been getting something out of our scrims at least. But if you're not like, if you're still like very tilted or heated about the game, it's not going to be useful for anyone.
Yeah, I mean, how I see it is when you review, you want to have a takeaway from it. Like, you want to be able to come away from that review and be like, I know what we should have improved on or like what we should change. And it's like, sometimes, not always, sometimes it's just a refresher on what you've learned and you're trying to reinforce those ideas. But I think a good review is one where you come away from it and you're like, oh damn, like, I need to like start doing this. I haven't been doing it before. Like, for example, my mid lane is like, oh, enemy support's always coming mid and you're just walking bot out of base every time. You need to come in more often. And you like talk about it, show review, like check the game and you come from that review and you're like, I should be coming mid more often. And that's a good review. But I'd say a lot of the times in LCS, because there's so many like veterans or like people with strong opinions, people will be arguing all the time and then a lot of the times there won't even be a conclusion and you just come away from it like really confused. You argued for like 20 minutes over 1 point and no one's came to a conclusion and you just walk away and you're dizzy and you go to the next game and you have no idea what your team wants to do anymore.
You're stunlocked.
I think that happens to a lot of teams. I've
Okay.
I've experienced it before. Not on 100 Thieves, but
FlyQuest? FlyQuest or
FlyQuest-
EG?
FlyQuest or EG actually?
Which
I don't
one is
even
it?
know.
Okay, it's FlyQuest or EG?
FlyQuest was pretty bad.
It's probably FlyQuest.
FlyQuest,
I feel like
like,
EG was.
we would argue all the time, and a lot of times there will be no concrete, like, conclusion. You know, we wouldn't come away from like, guys, we know what to do as a team. Like, this is it. We're gonna be a good team. We're gonna go to the next game. We're gonna do this, that, and just perform. But instead, it's just, I'm confused. Like, what do I do now? Like,
Okay, so
I go to the next game.
who
and-
was the problem?
Who was the
Who
problem?
was the problem?
Was it a player who's been benched in the LPL?
Let's hear it. Was it a player that's on a 5-4 team record? Or is it someone who...
It was not a sole player. I'd say
Can we get some specific
players.
names? Still?
Okay.
We
I
need
don't know if I should call them out. I've been pretty quiet about it, but I'd say
Okay, say it.
Well, this is the
I'd
time
say
to not
it.
be
Yeah.
quiet.
usually the players are the yappers. Like they'll just argue all the time, and it's on the coaching staff to like buckle down and be like, guys, we need to come to a conclusion. This is what we should do, or like figure it out, or like talk about it after scrims and kind of give the team the direction when they're like struggling to work it out. But I'd say on FlyQuest there are a lot of yappers and no one to like.
Okay, but who are the
Shut them
ops? Who are the ops?
They said there's a lot.
Who?
Can we get
Specifically.
Most of the players.
Okay, but who?
I'd
Okay,
say, okay.
so Prince, Impact.
It was
Speak
Prince and
Up.
Impact for sure.
Prince. Okay, it's just Prince,
Okay.
Impact.
Prince and Impact talk
Okay,
a lot.
Prince and Impact.
And I think me and Vikla didn't talk that much. We're rookies, so like
Okay.
we're just trying to take it all in. And then Speaker he's a bit of both. I mean, he wasn't too bad, but
Oh, so Impact and
So
Prince are really bad.
it's
then.
Impact and Prince.
no, okay. I'm not saying the things they're saying were
Oh, so
wrong.
you're backtracking now.
I'm just saying.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying they talked a lot,
Be confident.
and it got me really confused.
The best reviews, I guess, are something that give you like something super constructive to look forward.
It should be useful.
Yeah, you want to have a takeaway that you can carry on to next
next
game
game.
and
Yeah.
other games on top of that, not like stuff that would just get you confused and kind of make you play worse because you're not sure what to do, or like how your teammates want to play, or like you disagree with them and they disagree with you. So next time like a similar scenario happens, you don't know what's gonna happen. You're like, I just hope it doesn't happen, and then it will be fine.
Okay, but you said Quid needs you mid lane more. But what about?
No, he's using that as an example.
It's an example.
He's using it as a
yeah,
hypothetical.
but that happened. I'm sure that happened. What
I mean,
about
it's a
Meech?
normal thing that happens.
Well, poor
probably.
Meech.
We figure it out. I just talk to them and I have a good understanding of when I need to go bot or mid.
Poor Meech, man.
Do you agree with his assessment of impact?
If I speak,
Say it, Yeon.
I got him. I got him. He's actually coughing now. It's a real cough this time.
I'm not saying he's stupid or like.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
I'm just saying
No
that
one
he's
said
stupid.
anything.
No, 'cause
So
Whoa, that's
I'm
crazy.
just
Eyla is saying
he
impact
talks
is-
a lot.
He definitely talks a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think we've been working well as a team, especially because of Jake. Jake's a really good speaker, so I think the biggest thing is like Impact has things that he wants to say, but the way he goes around it, like in the order, is not good. But his intentions are good.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
His intentions.
His
were-
intentions are good, but like the order he does it in is not good. But Jake like helps a lot, as a coach should, like try to translate like what he actually means.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So you're saying song was not good then? That's what you're trying to say, huh?
I'd say it wasn't his strength.
That's
He was
crazy.
Song was very smart about the game.
So
And
Spica
he
was
taught me a
fine,
lot.
Vikla was fine.
Guys,
So-
I'm not blaming my team. I'm just
So
saying.
3 Koreans were really bad?
No.
I'm
Wait.
not blaming them.
Wait, how's
I'm
there
just-
three? Wait, what?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, wait, Vikla was
said
not
Vikla was
talking
fine.
either.
Yeah. Prince, Impact, Song.
Why are you blaming Song? he
He's
won
blaming
Worlds,
Song.
man.
I didn't do
He won
anything.
Worlds.
I said Song's strength was not like that like big leadership. Like guys, just listen to me.
He's
like,
just a
we'll
game
figure it out.
strategic
He's
coach.
he's very smart about the game.
So why
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
you do that? Why couldn't you lead the team to victory?
you want a rookie to leave the team? Or
Why not? You don't got that dog in you?
maybe. Okay, no.
Okay. I'm done.
I'm not doing it as a rookie.
I guess generally, because obviously you get people on a team and they're going to argue. How many in all of your team experiences, and I'll start with you, Armao, because you've talked the least thus far. How many of those arguments are like about how the game should be played, and how many of them are like what are the most common, I guess, disagreements on a team?
I mean, I played jungle, so a classic one is like in mid game when you're farming camps, your team will be like, "But I'm losing this 2 minions because
Are you sure it's not you specific?
No,
Okay.
it's everyone.
Okay.
You gotta trust me on this.
Okay.
Maybe it's just me specific. I don't know.
I'm joking.
I don't
Go on.
farm more than any of the other junglers that I'm playing against.
Are you
I
sure?
could, yeah, I could check. I tell them in scrims. They say I farm.
they say that?
They say I farm Krugs too much. I was like, okay, let's check the game.
Check the stats.
Who farmed Krugs more in the scrim? The enemy jungler farmed double the Krugs. I'm like, okay, guys.
You can't deny the stats.
Yeah. And look, who's more useful?
IMT
Their
the
jungler.
stats.
Because he has more items. It's OP. As an example, that actually did happen recently.
Okay.
That literally exact situation. And my teammates were actually surprised. And I was like, yeah, you guys are coping. But anyway, for me, something like that is a common argument because especially in scrims, like if you go somewhere, the enemy will just int and die, and your team will be like, see, that's why you needed to be there. Like it was really good that you were there.
That was a
I'm
good
like,
gank.
not. I don't mean early game. I mean like later. Like people don't optimize mid game enough.
Okay, that's
Yeah. Where the jungler should like actually farm, and then I watch other regions, and their junglers always have really high CS. It's just we're in the noob region, so nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that's like an example of an argument I would have, where like it's just silly to me. Like it's a scrim thing, and actual stage games, you don't want your jungler to just be behind XP, and someone should farm the camps basically. It depends on the situation. So that's one example that immediately came to mind. I mean, other stuff would just be like macro, I guess. Like, should you like trade objectives? You know, like, are we stronger? Just like a bunch of things like that. But I just think of jungle stuff, and it's just always camp related because you're playing jungle. So, yeah.
Yeah, everyone always says blame the jungler, you know?
Yeah. Classic. It's always jungle, dude.
Yeah, there's definitely always arguments around jungle.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Really, guys?
Like, the laners always want the jungler to do something. Like, the laner's always like, I want to fight, or like, I can't give up his minions.
Yeah, exactly.
Skip a camp and come out earlier, you know? And then the jungler will be like, no, just wait for my camps, like, ward, or like, you should play lane differently. And then the laner will be like, no, I have to play this way. I can't give up VCS, I have to be aggressive. And those are pretty common arguments where you're just like, who should give up for who, or like, yeah, it's a power struggle, and you figure out who should be the dog and who should like get all the resources.
That's a good way, I feel like, of boiling down all team arguments. The final topic is going to be kind of interesting because it's your turn to kind of roast me or all analysts. I did want to ask you guys, like, in all honesty, what do you think are the biggest things that outside analysts or the community get wrong about how the game is played, or LCS players, or perception of LCS players?
I actually don't pay attention at all, so
That's a good mindset.
I have LCS actually muted.
What do you mean? LCS muted.
So
Like when you watch the stream,
last
or what are you
year
saying?
on Twitter.
Oh, on
last
Twitter.
year,
Oh, okay.
I had a really bad haircut. I was like, nah, f this shit. I'm muting that, and I haven't unmuted LCS since. I just don't see anything. All I see is like nice random like spider axe or like art stuff on my Twitter feed. So
That's
I don't really have.
That's
any
actually
feedback.
really healthy
Good, that's
mindset.
good.
I'd say analysts and their view on like which players are good, especially in like All Pro and all that, are like when you just watch glimpses of segments where you talk like, oh, this player's so good, like they're hard carrying the team. I mean, at least from my personal experience, I'd say my views are very, very different from what I'd say the majority of analysts predict.
Okay.
Oh, so
But-
you're saying Jojo Pin was overrated and you should have gotten more hype and EG?
How did you turn it into that?
I did not
The
say that.
Like
translation
literally,
of this
how
is
did you manage to
amazing.
do that?
That's crazy.
Like, Jojo
I'm
was
just saying, like,
insane. I mean,
Like you
he's so
look
good.
at All Pro, or you look at like
I
what
don't
the
get it.
analysts are saying
So-
about like good players and like which players to look out for. Like, oh, this player is the one who's like the reason why the team's winning. And then just from your experience scrimming against them, playing against them, you're like, what are these guys talking about? And I'd say I noticed that a lot.
If you're jealous, just say it.
You're actually just
I'm not
creepy.
saying nothing about that.
I was gonna ask my follow-up then, because obviously we can't see scrims. How does one from the outside better evaluate players?
Just watch the game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
I don't know what to
There's
say
always
about
like there's too much narrative stuff when
Yeah.
like those, like they always are like, they won like 16 times or something, but it's like if you can just watch the games, like, you know, like that, honestly, just watch the actual games. I agree with that. Yeah.
I think, I mean, I'm sure you guys do watch your games. It's just we come to different conclusions, I'd say, from like who was the reason why they won, or like which players carrying which team. I think we just come to different conclusions.
I will agree with that one. When I watch the LCS stream sometimes, and like VOD or like live, sometimes I feel like you guys look at it too much from the viewer's perspective, I would say, rather than the actual game. So let's say a player has a specific role they have to do for their team to win the game. So let's say I would give, my can't think of a specific example, honestly.
Snap.
You trying to blame certain someone or what?
No, I'm trying to think of like a certain champion in a certain role, but
Like a
let's say like they have
Jungle
to.
champion? Or no? I don't know.
Okay, I'll just give like Lucianami for example. Okay. So here's like a simple one. Since I feel like Lucianami is like not that lane dominant in my opinion, but I feel like most people think it's lane dominant champion. When in my opinion, it's more of like you have a strong laning phase and it's a very coin flip toss for me, Lucianami. You can either win really hard or lose really hard. It's a very like sensitive matchup. And then once it really starts ramping is like the first and second item. And then once you're on the mid wave, I feel like the mid wave is like the most important thing for Lucianami. But most people judge it off the team fight, which I don't really see. That's why I think most people don't actually understand the Lucianami and people bashing on it. When obviously it's not a good team fighter, you just have really good control. If someone walks up to you, bam, bam, get it on. But like, if you go in a quick fight, you're just like, get on, Lucianami.
You want to like skirmish and like side lane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Okay. I see.
I feel like most people don't like try to view champions as they are, rather than like a big team fight happened. Wow, this champion like complete shit. What are they doing? And like that also has to do with the teams failing to understand like what their champions need to do. So I feel like sometimes the reason people get upset over was kind of wrong.
I would agree with that with Lucian
That's
lanes
fair.
in general. LCS is back. You guys are playing your first games against. You're against Dig.
Dig and FlyQuest.
Yep.
NRGC9.
Wait.
You don't even know?
Shopify Energy. Shopify
Yep.
Energy. I had to think about it. There were too many team names.
Yeah. So.
You're saying it.
For a second there, I thought you were
So.
like, wasting your practice. in scrims.
I remember.
We know who's wasting practice.
Yeah, it's not us. That's I'm just thinking.
I'll start here. Sell the LCS fans on your team and your first game.
Do I even need to do anything? Just our games are always bangers, so like I'm sure people will be entertained, but just come and watch it and we'll prove by winning.
I don't know, people fucking hate us.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, people like TL, no?
Do they?
I think so. I don't know.
They have mixed opinions, I say. Like a lot of people like hate on the TL LCK, but also there's a lot of supporters who are like,
Yeah, there's a lot of
"Give
supporters.
an EPA a chance," you know. It's like I say it's both.
Yeah, it's so funny when sometimes I read the subreddit just for fun, just so I can like, these guys are so f***ing stupid.
Maybe better.
Why are you flaming your fans?
You're meant to prove.
No, not them.
You're actually
not
blaming
them,
your
not them.
fans.
No, I'm not blaming my fans. See,
Okay, who you
I'm
blaming?
blaming the people that are getting mad at like, so let's say like I entered a game, they're like, wow, he played like really but like I know who entered that game, you know? I'm like,
So it's
oh
not
dude,
you.
they're
So
so
it's not you.
stupid.
Your teammates anything you?
No.
Yeon
I said-
doesn't end.
I said I entered.
Or you entered.
Like if
I
I give an
entered?
I give an example, like if I entered and I see someone saying, wow, APA really entered, or like vice versa, you know?
Okay, I get it.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay.
wow, these guys are f***ing stupid.
Okay.
Maybe
Wow.
people hate watching now, you know.
That's good.
You
That's
wrong.
more audience.
Wow. Anyways, all I know is that that's so fun to watch. Besides that,
You really took this on a tangent. It's why are they supposed to watch you?
why are they supposed to watch it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you're on. The,
Only macro team, no mechanics.
okay, sure. If that's what. If that's
That's
what you wanna
really
say.
that's gonna really help. I think.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
I got nothing.
For you.
I think we'll show a better performance than the previous round robin. We got the extra weeks to practice. We're against some noob teams, you know, Shopify and Energy. So
Energy's noob.
I don't know those guys. They
We'll-
lost the
we'll
goat.
find out.
They lost.
Yeah.
They
Watch
lost.
your LCS.
Yeah, we'll find out.
There you go. We'll end there. Thank you so much for joining me, all of you. This is a fun time.
Thank
That's the latest episode of Pros.